All right, Mikal, first things first, congratulations are in order. Your jersey retirement.
Thank you.
Big
Thank you.
congrats. Huge, huge moment. First off, how did that feel? Just being there and soaking that in for you?
It was dope. I'm kind of like not the biggest person with like putting a big spotlight on myself, and I didn't know how I'll feel like days before because I'm so like just in the moment type of guy. But when I got there, it was just like it was ridiculous. Just like the love from the fans, and had a little video from like all my past teammates and friends. And I was just like, this is really dope. Seeing my family.
Yeah.
Like, I love that my family was more excited than I was. I'm just like, I don't know. I think I came and did my job every single day and worked hard and played hard. So it was really dope and a great experience.
The thing that stuck out to me from that is when you said that you never thought that day would come.
Yeah.
Because if you weren't thinking about that, right? What kind of player did you think that you were going to be at Villanova? And then at what point did you start thinking, maybe that day will come that my jersey does get retired?
Yeah. It's crazy because coming out of high school wasn't the craziest like big recruit, but I just wanted to play. Like when I got to college, just like, all right, you play at the highest level in high school. Like I play AAU was probably EYBL was probably the highest for me against like, like every team I play is everybody's in the league now. So I got to college, I'm like, okay, I just want to play college basketball. I want to like be in that atmosphere. And I redshirted my first year. So now I'm like, all I'm thinking about is just I want to be out there the next year. Mm-hmm. And I came out the next year and just try to get better every day. And probably winning, after my senior year, kind of was a thought, but like my mind's on the NBA. So like I'm not thinking like, oh, I'm gonna get my jersey retired. But I think when Jalen got his retired, I was like, okay, like I'm just kind of feeling the vibe, but like, Jalen's like, player of the year. So I'm not really tripping. I'm like, man, he's Jalen Brunson. Like, what the hell? Like, I'm not tripping that much.
Yeah.
So they brought the idea up and told me they were going to do it. And I was like, that's dope. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But it's just great because playing on great teams, you get the ability to have such a beautiful thing like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I asked two people coming into this things I should ask you. One of them was Josh Hart. He said, please just, say, how was Josh busting his ass so much in college? So that is the question from Josh. I was told verbatim.
Ever tell you that Josh was a bully in college?
Oh, please tell me.
Oh, let's tell the story. I was a young freshman, 18, and we was in practice, and we have like this side out of bounds play that we run every single time. So obviously on defense, like I know the play. Mm-hmm. So he calls me a hack, but like, I think he was upset because I was like packing him up, in practice.
He's cooking him a little bit.
Just on defense. Yeah. And I got aggressive with him, and he's about to go over a screen. I just like got up on him, and Josh was wild, and he just like picked me up like right when I went and just threw me. Everybody knows Josh like, yo. I was so mad. Like, I didn't look at him. I didn't talk to him. I was just like off him, right?
Yeah.
And me and Josh weren't really the closest when I first got there. And I think maybe just because, like, young guy coming in and, he's probably trying to assert that dominance. Like, well, I'm not going there to take your spot. I'm just here to,
Yeah.
And we weren't even that close then. And I think after that moment, I remember I wasn't talking. Like, I came to practice, like, I probably didn't talk for like a day. Like, I was just, like, off everybody.
Right.
Like, I'm just mad. Like, I'm just mad.
Yeah, like he tried it.
Yeah, I'm just mad. And I remember I went home and Josh like texted me out of nowhere. It's like, you good? Like, no. But I was like, yeah. And then like actually ever since then, like we got super close and like best friends now. So that was hilarious. I was like so mad at his ass. He's a bully. He was like, what you bully me for? What'd I do? I just came in just trying to play hard, man.
I just have to say that is such like a man apology. Just you good?
Yeah, you good? I'm like, no.
Didn't talk about what happened. Just checking in on making sure you're okay. But ever since then, y'all are good.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that story. Okay, well, then the other person I asked was Donovan Mitchell. And he said that I should actually force you to pick your favorite Villanova NBA teammate. So who in the league?
Of course Donovan would say that.
He said, who in the league that went to Villanova was your favorite teammate?
I will only. I'll have to say Jalen because I
Oh,
have to say Jalen because he was our point guard and he pretty much gave me a lot of my looks and got me kind of like, got me averaging 18 points. So got me to the league. So, shout out to the little point guard, little Domian over there.
I love that. Heard it here first. So Jalen Brunson gets the nod for your favorite. I really enjoyed, honestly, reading so many things about just your journey at Villanova and everything that you went through there because there are a lot of parallels between that and who you have been
Yeah.
in the league, how your situations have changed going from a guy to being the guy and
Mhm.
also just your steady improvement. So I do want to start there because one of your obviously biggest situation changes was when you were traded. And
Mhm.
I've heard you say before that you were traded at the right time.
Yeah.
When you say that, what do you mean?
I think just how my game was and probably the confidence in myself. Like I tell everybody, just the situation when I was in Phoenix, it was probably going on for maybe how long? Maybe like a month, maybe 3 weeks, but everybody was pretty much out, like the whole starting lineup and bench players. So it was real low out there, and I had to like step up in that moment to try to win games and be out there and be in that position for a while. Kind of just really helped me grow as a player, and I was feeling real confident. Got a couple big wins, and so towards the end, I was feeling really good, and everybody started to come back. So it was kind of like that mindset, like okay, like there's only one thing is like win the championship, and now I'm feeling good. It was kind of like that added piece because in Phoenix at the moment, everybody was saying when the playoffs come, it always came down to like having a third guy, and it always like me, Cam, will always get kind of like bashed a little bit because it's just like we play off ball, and it's like, well, these guys need to make plays in the playoffs,
Right.
because they're gonna take away Book, take away CP. So I was feeling all good, like all right, like I feel confident, like I'm ready. We still got a whole half of the season left, like I'm gonna keep building. So then when I got traded, like my mindset, I was just like already locked in, and now like going on a team where like I'll have like more opportunity to score and play make. I was already locked in and so excited for the moment. Even though I was sad getting traded, but I know it's part of the business. But I was also really excited, just like okay, like let me get a little bit more shots. Let me be
Yeah.
a little bit, a little bit more with the ball in my hands, and it was definitely the perfect time
Because you were already in some ways anticipating that growth. You were
for
already
sure.
getting ready for it. Because I've also heard you say that this moment was going to show you what you were made of.
Yeah.
Did you ever doubt that you could be the guy? Or did you always feel like you kind of were supposed to be?
I don't know. I never really looked at it like that. I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm just more locked in on what my role is at the time and just getting better. Like personally, I just know every year, like if I was still in Phoenix, wherever, I just know every year. Personally, I just know I'm gonna get better. Like I just know, like it doesn't have to be right in the beginning where like I start going crazy. It could take some seasons sometimes where like might take 10 games, 20 games, 30 games. I just like will just start getting better and better. But that's just what my mindset was, to get better. I never really thought about like being a main guy, this and that. I just always knew I could be a main piece on a championship team. That's like something to me. But no, I never really thought of it like that. I just know I was gonna get better, and I know the label 3 and D was like a thing, and I was coming out. And thing is, I don't care about labels because it's like you're not me. You're not like see me working. You're not see what I do every day. So like label is just whatever somebody's gonna say, but they don't really know who I am and how I am as a worker. But I just knew that label wasn't gonna be there for life. Like I knew that personally. Like what is that? Like like I know I'm gonna get better every year. So I'm not gonna like limit myself just to be a guy who just catch, shoot, and play defense.
See, I really like that you said that because the league has a funny way of telling guys who they are, of telling guys who they're supposed to be, when it really should be the other way around.
Yeah.
How have you realized that you are always more than just the box that they put you in? Like
Yeah.
nobody can tell you who you're going to be in this league except for yourself.
Yeah, I mean that's just kind of how I was raised and the mindset I have. Like, just I think college really helped. Actually, even high school, just each year in high school, just getting better to where like I was a guy coming off the bench, and then in that same year, I think it was my sophomore year, in high school. I started off coming bench, and it took a couple games where like coach was like, okay, now I need you to start. And I started getting better each day. And then junior year, play. And then like mid-season, my coach met with us like, okay, I think Mikal should be a captain with some of you senior guys. And everybody was with it. It's just like throughout, I just knew each year I'm going to keep going up. And the same thing with college. So I kind of just, I'm like, why would I stop now, you know? And that's what I'm saying with the 3 and D is like you're telling I was 21 when I got drafted. So you're telling like a 21-year-old, like, he's not going to get better. I'm just like,
yeah.
How am I not going to get better? Like, now it's just straight basketball, you know? It's not like school. It's not like I got to go to school every day. Like, now I have, like, unlimited time to work on my game. So it's kind of goofy. But I get it sometimes with just situations. And, you know, I'll never be the guy like to – I always play my role and know how I am my role. But I always just try to progress a little bit each time.
Yeah. But I mean, I also hope you realize how much of a testament that is to your mentality, because it does become easy to become the projections that people put onto you.
Yeah.
Like in a lot of ways, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you hear it so much, you do start to think that it's true. But there had to be something about you that said, this doesn't seem right. Like, I know that I am more than this. So I think it's really great that you were able to recognize that. And we're seeing you reap the benefits of that mentality as well. So obviously when you were in Phoenix, you were known as one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. And then with you being here, you are becoming one of the best two-way players in the league. So as somebody who is elite on both ends of the floor, what's harder? Being the guy that has to defend the other team's best guy night in and night out, or being the guy that's carrying the offense? What's more difficult?
I'll probably say offense for sure. For sure, especially just I'm just like defense is like second nature to me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just like that DNA. Like I just was always that defender, and I could always just know things like that. But offense is just like making the right play, and it's sometimes not making the right play, but knowing like I could make this play, but also trusting yourself as well. Like I feel like personally, like, yeah, I'll give the good looks, but also there's times where like, okay, I work on my game and there might be some here, but also like I trust myself. I trust my work on other spots on a court. Like, you know, I might have here, but like also have this shot.
Yeah.
And like 9 out of 10 times, like I work on a shot every day, and like 9 out of 10 times it should go in. And that one time it goes in, I'm mad as hell it didn't go in. So it's like, why the hell didn't it go in? So I'll probably say offense just because they could probably key on you a little bit more. I think defense, when you got it going, you go on a guy, I think the worst thing that happened to you is just they just get you off the ball. Like that's just like kind of what it is. You guard him really well. There's like, all right, just throw 3 screens at this dude and get his ass off this guy, put him on a weak side or something. And it always frustrated me. Like that's always the thing. Just like when you know you guard somebody, they just get you right off. Now you just like you just gotta be able to be okay with it and stuff like that. So I was probably say offense.
Offense?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're probably realizing it definitely now, but the best defenders in the league never get the same respect as like the best shooters in the league.
For
or
sure.
the best scorers in the league.
For sure.
How are you seeing that shift just around you as being this guy now?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think.
And it's sad.
Yeah, I know, right? Because I love my defenders, man.
Yeah.
I love them, and it's just because I mean, a lot of people watch the game like it's just they see the points and the highlights is always the scoring highlights and stuff like that. But I mean, I know there's guys out there like Herb Jones, for example. Like I haven't watched too many Pelican games, but the ones I do watch, like it's if you just watch him, it's ridiculous what he does. Like it's like really ridiculous, like what he does, off ball, on ball. Like it's like he's like that anchor. And I kind of felt that when I was in Phoenix, where I was just everywhere. Like you just sit there and just watch a tape. It's like if you're a coach and like you're a player, like you want him on your team. And that's how I felt about myself in Phoenix, like especially defensively, like, oh, like he's hitting this rotation, like he barely fouls. He's like showing solid defense, being smart, like knowing personnel and everything like that. But you're just not gonna get that love. But the thing is, people who gonna know it is your teammates and your coaches. Like
Yep.
they know more than anybody. Like they know every day. Like I know Willie Green over there is very appreciative to have Herb Jones on his team.
Absolutely.
Watching film
He's a
is
game
like
changer.
exactly. So
Mhm.
I know I feel bad for my guys.
Because,
Right?
it really is so interesting. Draymond and I actually talk about this a lot, that like, if you are going to be that guy on the team, that means if there is a defensive situation, you have to be on that court. The same way there's an offensive situation, you say, Steph has to be there. You
Yeah.
have to feel that way about the guys that play defense too, but people just don't talk about defense the same way they talk about offense. So how do you feel like defense should be discussed?
Yeah, like I honestly think there should be another team, like defensive team, like all team. I think there should be a third team. I think there's only two because there's a lot of really good defenders in the league. So that's already kind of showing it right there. Like we got 3 All NBA for offense, basically pretty much offensively.
Yeah.
Some will get first team maybe because they guard, but like there's guys in there that don't play defense at all. That's first team. So defense really don't matter.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, it already shows that there's 3 teams, and grateful. Like there's a lot of reason why there's 3 because there's a lot of good players. You know what I'm saying? Like guys that don't make the teams are just like you're like damn, he got snubbed, and you're gonna say that for every year in the league that somebody's gonna get snubbed. There's just not enough spots.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of the same defense. Like there's a lot of really good defenders where I think there should be a third team because like makes it feel even worse when a person gets snubbed because it's like what? It's 2 guard spots.
Yep.
on
It should
each-
also just not generally all awards should be no positions.
Okay,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. I heard you say that defense is second nature to you.
Yeah.
I think there's few guys in the NBA that maybe think that about defense because that is not something that we are always seeing.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's that way? The defense is not what people hang their hat on.
I think just knowing. I played when I was a kid. I always loved getting steals. I was funny because kids couldn't really dribble with their left hands. I used to jump on the right shoulder and like press up, like full court, like young, probably like elementary school, like second grade or something. And I'll jump up on the right shoulder, and when they like cross it over to the left, I'll just pickpocket and get a layup. I'm like, it's like free points, So I'm just like, I think that's just me being smart. I'm just like, okay, make them throw it over. I'm just gonna pickpocket and just go get a layup. Like I want to get some points. But I think in college, knowing like when I was first playing, like in order to be out there, you have to play defense. So it's like that's my first year playing after I redshirt. I was like, all right, if I want to get minutes, it ain't gonna be because of scoring. Like I know that all the players we had on that team that my first year playing, like it ain't gonna be scoring. It's gonna have to be defense. So having that mindset, knowing like coaches can't take you out the game, like you'll be able to stay on a court longer if you playing defense, and that's how it was my freshman year when my first year playing was like my minutes started to increasingly go up because then coach is just like I can't not have him out there. Like I just like I have to have him there. So my minutes started to go up. Like even the national championship, like I was the beginning of that year. I was the 8th man on my redshirt freshman year, the first championship we won, and like by the championship, like I'm finishing. Like I was on the court when Marcus Page hit that crazy ass shot. Like I'm on the court for offense defense. Like I'm out there.
Yeah.
So I think just knowing that like in order to be on the court, I gotta play defense. So it's always with me.
Yeah. And so much of defense is just effort, which
Yeah.
I also feel like gets discounted too. Like it's just going out there and going hard. Like
Yeah.
I respect when you are a good defender because it takes a different level of like tenacity. Like
Yeah.
I'm obviously not a basketball player, but I would think being a great defender is much harder than being a great scorer because of what you have to do every single time
Yeah,
you touch the floor.
for sure.
And you, again, are like a testament to that because you're able to hang your hat on that. And it is why you were able to stay out there and why you're going to be out there for good now.
For sure.
I was reading something where you were talking about watching your film against guys like Paul George is a big reason of why you attribute these leaps that you've made and what has made you good. Just watching how you played against people and getting better from watching that film.
Yeah.
So I want to name a few guys and I want you to tell me what you learned about yourself through guarding them.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
You can tell me what you learned about yourself, what you learned about them, and how it helped
Okay,
you.
cool. Let's do it.
The one that I saw first was Paul George, so I'll start with PG.
Cool. With PG, just like obviously how skilled he is. That's just like number one, you know. But just the body movement with the ball, like how he moves, and also that's one guy like you got to guard him close because he can shoot. You can't go under because he's going to shoot the three, and like so you got to be aggressive. But he's one of those guys where I learned like you can't be too aggressive because then he's gonna get the foul call. So you know what I'm saying? So that's why I really learned like, all right, like I gotta be solid. Like you can't really reach. You can't really like, you know, some guys get really aggressive, like some guys really like Dylan Brooks, for example, like, you know, but I think he's kind of okay because that's like who he is. So the refs kind of let it go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a little different sometimes. So he could play a little bit more with his chest and be aggressive. But, you know, sometimes guys like me, like, refs see me like bump a guy. I'm like, I don't even weigh that much.
Whistle.
Exactly. So PG was one of those guys where you have to be super solid and like make him make tough shots. And I kind of took from that offensively, going a guy like that, knowing like, okay, any slight mess up, any little hiccup I did on him defensively, he's going to, like, he knows when to get a foul. Like, he just knows. So anytime I kind of put a hand out there, whatever, it's a foul. So now it's like, it just goes in my back of my head how many times I guard him. It's like, now I'm on offense and I'm coming, I'm being aggressive. And once I kind of feel that contact, it's like, I'm going to get fouled, you know? So learning from guys like that, from guarding.
Yeah.
And so I'll take that from him.
I love that answer because PG so incorrectly gets, like, the reputation PG has is not the reputation PG should have, because PG has no flaw in his game. Like,
not at all.
He does not have a flaw in his game, and people have let all this other stuff cloud that fact. I cannot imagine what it is like out there having to guard PG. So because do you agree? Like, there's nothing wrong with how he plays basketball.
No,
not one thing.
He can shoot. He could dribble. He could finish. He could jump. He could pass. He could play make, like play defense. I know you're getting a little older, so maybe defense is going down a little bit. But like, you know, this years ago, you know, body and stuff, like he guards, so he just does everything out there.
Okay, what about Luka?
Oh God. So him, he's more like a same thing, like fouling wise. Don't even dare. Don't even dare. He's too smart. Don't even. He's gonna find that call. I think just pace, and it's you can say it all you want. It's like teaching people, like, you know, learning with pace, but sometimes you have it or you don't, and like just his body, how he's built, like he can play that. Like some guys can't play that pace. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he's strong and like wide, so like he could hold you off. Like if you're small and skinny, and like you can't really do that too much because the guy can just get right back. But just how he plays, and I think like the misdirection, like just kind of like setting you up to like make a move real quick. Like he'll come back slow, kind of relax, and he's coming at you real fast. Like he's like, because he's not slow. Like he's slow, like maybe like when he's moving, but he plays slow. His gears, like he got really good gears of like going fast, going slow to fast, and back to slow to fast again. So like guarding that, it's like you gotta be locked in at all times and try to make him make tough shots. But the same thing offensively with that. Like you could kind of learn with a like kind of pace with him as well.
Yeah, like he's slow, but by choice.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like and it's good for him because he could play slow and like he's just setting you up, and then he's gonna go fast. Then like as soon as you take a step, he just might step back. Like, you know, like it's crazy how much separation he gets off a step back, how slow he's going. Because he'll go and then pop real quick, and then he just separates. It's ridiculous.
I love it. Okay, two more.
Okay.
Well, come to the East. Jayson Tatum.
Like honestly, I think as many great things that he does, like I think what I take away from him is probably his finishing. I think he finishes really well. Like he's crafty. Like he if you see some of his finishes he does, like he's he's real crafty. Like sometimes like you might be able personally, like you play basketball your whole life and you might have like an easy like layup. Like you might take a step a little too far and go reach for a layup. He's kind of smart where like he'll make all these dribble moves and then get to the rim and then take like one more dribble where he's already kind of there. So it makes the timing for the guy that's getting back to go block or the weak side. Like he'll move and then get there. So now you think he's about to take off because he's 6'9". Like you think he's about to just go lay the ball up or dunk it. Then he just like takes like kind of like one more dribble. So he gives himself 2 more steps and then he just like so that. But
I see you playing it in your head. You're
exactly,
like, yes.
right, exactly. But I think for him, just even offensively, just his game, like setting things up, like setting the pick and roll up, like it's like he dribbles and then counters. Like he's real good at counters too. Like you think he's about to come that way, then he might snatch back and then come back. Like so, I'll say it's finishing for sure, but guarding him, he's one of those guys. Just personally for me, like kind of with the PG and Luka too, you just got to be like those guys. You got to be solid, and you kind of got to study. Like those are guys like you got to study. Like if you just go out there just naked and not know what they're about to do, all the moves they got, you're gonna bite on a couple of them, and it's over for you. So, and his in and out, I think his in and out game, his in and out is nasty. So that's what I take from it.
I love this because I feel like I'm like in film study. Okay,
Right.
so for the final one, I'll let you pick out of these 3, maybe which one you feel like you learned the most from.
Yeah.
Steph, LeBron, KD. Pick one.
Man. I'll probably go with Steph because he's very unique because it's like he's the only guy, one of the only guys where he'll bring it up and he come off all these screens and you kind of low-key feel that you're already locked in defensively. Okay, now I'm about to talk about something. You're so locked in defensively on the ball, no matter what. Like just at all times, like you're guarding any superstar, especially Steph. Like you're locked in. Like he got the ball, you're like zoned in. You're locked in. Like I'm here. You know some screens don't go, and if he don't screen, be ready for him to pat. Might go behind the back, step back. You got to be just ready for him to shoot at any time. It's just like that. Just guard him off ball. It's because like you just guard even so many superstar guys, like them off ball is kind of like they relax. Like they do all these moves and stuff. And they're kind of like, all right, I'll let the other guy go. So they're kind of, if they're off ball, like they're really much a little bit chilling a little bit. But I think that makes them just so much more lethal is because you're used to just like, all right, like I just guarded this dude for 10, 12 seconds up on top of the key. He didn't get a shot off. Like, thank God, like he didn't make, so he passed the ball, go away. That second you like look to see like what's happening on the other side of the court, you look back, he is gone. Like he is gone. And everybody on his team knows it. So it's like you turn and you lose him, you're starting to chase him and everybody's setting their angles where you can't go over or like if you go under, like they're flipping it. So he's just nonstop. So he's the most unique with like it's easier to play on ball with him because like as a defender, like as anybody else, like it's easier to relax off ball than on ball, you know, because on ball you're right here, like you see it, so you have to be engaged. Off ball you can relax. So once you relax, he's gone. So that's what makes him so difficult. And I think about Steph that I take away from him is like personally is he's big hockey assist guy, which I appreciate about him. Like how much coverage he gets with double team stuff. He just makes the right play. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he might get crazy because like he plays fun. So like he might try some crazy shit sometimes, but that's just natural.
Yeah.
But majority of the time, like he hit the roller or hit the next guy and they'll make the play because he brings 2 to the ball. So take that from him, just like making a simple play. And I feel like even I think in the playoffs last year, I think my coaches and stuff and everybody was talking about like be prepared for maybe them blitzing and stuff like that. And I'm like looking at him like, okay, like that should be an advantage for us. Like I'm not going to be crazy to hold it and like get the hell out the way. Like no, like I'll make the simple read, and then it's 4-on-3 another end. So that's what I take away from him. But guarding that man, it's just like that's like a 24 shot clock.
Totally.
Like you just got to be at all times be prepared, because once he get off the ball, it makes him even more lethal.
Something you said that's interesting is how, he relaxes. I feel like that is so intentional by him.
Yeah.
Do you agree? Like he understands that it might be taken as though he's chilling in that moment.
And he's gone.
Yeah.
Because you just throw it and cut.
Yeah.
And he just his little head wobble.
His body language.
Just cut
exactly.
through like, all right, like, damn, they got me, like, I didn't have the back cut layup. Like, they play good defense. Cool. And like you like deny it, like at the rim, you like nobody threw it over. Then you like turn to go look because the ball's probably in the post. And you kind of like, whew. Then you just like look at the post, see what's about to happen. And you just look back to wherever he just came from. And he's supposed to be in a corner. He's supposed to be. But then you like look and his ass is like kind of in the slot in the wing. You're like, how the hell? And then like the ball's like getting skipped. You're just praying don't go in, because you look over at the bench and the coach is just staring at you like, bro. I'm like
totally.
Like, damn, my fault.
Yeah, it's like you can no nights off when you are facing it.
No.
I mean, I'm sure you obviously take every single defensive assignment personally, but is there a defensive assignment you take like very, very personally?
Who can I say this I could take very personally? That's a good one. You talk about now or in the past?
Give me both.
In the past, I'll definitely probably say Luka for sure, just because of that little rivalry with the Phoenix and Dallas, and it ain't gonna die. Book's still there. It's never gonna die. It's Book and Luka, that's never gonna die. So you're gonna worry about that. But being there and just knowing that was like, just Luka's like, the head of the snake, and just controlling him, help us win the game. And I think like a couple games, I think my first start my second year, my first year with Monty as the head coach, the first game because I started off like struggling a little bit, came off the bench, I was struggling for a little bit, and it kind of came like mid-season-ish where coach kind of met with us. We was in Dallas, and he was just like, I think like we're gonna put Mikal in the starting lineup now. And it was kind of like a week, like now I'm not gonna say a week too late, but it was kind of already felt like that, like for about a week now, like I should be in a starting lineup. Like I've been in that groove, and like I come in and probably finish games. Like it's been at that moment, but that was a game where it's like, so Dallas is always that. So with Luka, so I'll probably say that. And now I'll probably say, honestly, I'll probably say Jalen just now personally, just because like the New York battle, and like everybody think Jalen is the greatest dude in the world, but he ain't the way he is on the court being nice. I'll tell you that now. He's a little fiery, little like low key shit talker. So, and I know him, so I've been practice with him, and he scored a couple times, and him say some shit under his breath, and I like not just to hide it either. Like he's saying under his breath so I can hear it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
I hear he's like one of the bigger trash talkers, which I think would maybe surprise people.
Yeah, he's just not really too vocal. Like he might, you could if you're out there, you could just feel the energy of him. Like you could just feel him like all right now, like you just know sometimes.
Yeah.
You don't gotta hear him sometimes, but you just know just how he moves, and just with his pump fakes and some shit, he might score you. You just feel it off that, you can feel that energy of him, just like, you just off it like, all right, fuck it, okay, bet, say less.
We doing this?
Exactly.
I got you.
So definitely Jalen.
Do you feel like you're the best perimeter defender in the league?
Right. Like, be honest, to be like, I feel like I haven't been as best as I was at Phoenix, but like that's just, it's tough. I mean, it's just like more stuff going on offense, and also can help with schemes and stuff. But no, honestly, even now, like I feel real good personally. Like last year, I feel like it was a little drop, like a big drop, honestly. But now I feel good. But I'll definitely say I'm one of the best for sure. But I don't because I can't say the best just basically just off what other guys do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, see, if I was still kind of maybe my Phoenix role and not being too much with the ball, then yeah, for sure. But they kind of handle a little bit more offensively, kind of just takes it away a little bit, and I could just feel it sometimes. But I feel like even this year I've been way better because when I got traded last year, I just felt like I just wasn't there. Like, I'll have my moments, of course. Not like I can't, like, I have my moments, but there'll be times where I just feel like I'm being too relaxed, like being cut like back screen. I mean, like back cut layups. Like, when I felt that it was happening to me in Brooklyn, I was like, oh hell no, Kel. Like, you gotta wake the hell up.
Gotta
Like,
step it up.
you know what I'm saying? Like, guys that can't defend. Like, trust me, when I was in Phoenix, I get the worst defenders on me. You know,
Yeah.
or, you know what I'm saying? So I'll get the superstar guys that just dudes don't care about, and they're just like off ball because they're ready about offense. And I'll sneak my cuts in and get, because I'm like, oh, you're not gonna play no D. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't going. I'm not getting the best defender. I get the weakest defender. I'm gonna get my easy buckets. So I can't personally say right now, but I mean, I think that's me just being real. But I wouldn't. I still wouldn't pick nobody over myself. But I can't say I could give myself that stamp right now.
You know what I think is really interesting and really great is you're very honest with yourself. Like, I can hear it even when you are answering your questions. You're really being thoughtful about what you think about whether it's you or other players. And I think that a lot of NBA players actually aren't like that. They don't always know how to hold a mirror up to themselves and say, you know, maybe last year I wasn't, or I have gone down in this specific thing, but I am working on it.
Yeah.
Where does that come from? Because I don't know if you know how rare that is that people talk about themselves in that way.
Yeah, I think it's just it's an ego issue sometimes, and every human, we all have egos, you know, to a certain degree, but you know, you kind of get platformed and make a lot of money, and you're in this crazy league where you're just spotlighted so much, so the ego kind of takes over, and that's just how it is sometimes. And sometimes it's not good for guys that maybe get out of the league faster than they should or don't make it because the egos are too big. But I don't know. I think maybe how I'm raised, honestly. I give a lot of credit to my mom, my parents. Like, my mom really just raised an honest kid, and I think me just maturing as well. I think I won't lie about it, but I don't know. I think I have my own ego for sure. Like, you wouldn't be able to be what you want to be if you have that ego in you. But I think I'm a realist at the end of the day. So like, I'm just real, you know? It's like, I don't know. I feel like it's funny because if you see this whole thing with with like the sport betting and guys, like I think Malik Monk and like both him and Herter, like my boys, and like they tweet like, I don't care about your parlays and stuff like that. Like, the thing about me is they're mad. The thing is, like, yeah, there's times where like, oh, for sure, you play bad, and I go on my phone and I'm like just on the internet and stuff like Instagram, or whatever. Oh, comments. People are so funny because they're mad, ruthless. Like, you're the worst. Like, da da da. They're so funny. But the real ones are really just like be really frustrated because like this and that. Like, I feel them. Like, I'm a realist. Like, I feel them. Like, yeah, like I mess chick up. Like I want to hoop too, don't you? Like, if I'm struggling, like I don't want to struggle. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I'm honest, real. I'm like, in like a people's person. I understand kind of a lot. So,
have you always been that way though? Like, has there ever been a time in your professional career where your ego actually negatively affected you?
Yeah, low key. I think the start of my second year, first year with Monty as a coach, and I think it was because my first year, then I was there, and like I was defending. I think I was top 5 in steals, and I played every game. I started like 30, 40 games. So coming in to the next year, new coach stuff, I'm just like, all right, like I know, like I know I know I'm the starter. Like, I know I'm one of the starters. Like, it just shouldn't, whatever. And I just kind of just had that like that weird entitlement where like I know I had to work. It's not like I'm not gonna work for it, but it was more like my mind was already like, oh yeah, I'm starting. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't start like until that Dallas game I told you about.
Mm-hmm.
And in the beginning of the season, I was barely playing, and that was like a shock to me. I'm like, I'm not even playing. My agents were upset, and ended up talking to Monty, and he kind of sat me down. It was like probably third. It's like probably third or fourth game of the season, so it was early.
Yeah.
But you gotta think about it, I'm coming into the year thinking like with that ego, like, oh, I'm playing, like I should be playing like 25, like 30 minutes, like I'm thinking this big second year,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And he kind of sat down with me. It kind of was really real with me and showing my stats and everything. It was just like, most coaches won't play second year guys going off the stats of like the year so far and stuff like that. And he's being real. I
Yeah.
think that was one of the biggest things that helped me in my career, because he told me that, and also like telling me he's just like, I don't think you work hard enough. And a guy that works, I was kind of confused, but it's funny because it's kind of me like not overthinking, but like kind of having this mindset like I strategize everything, and me with my ego thinking like, oh, I'm playing right away. There's this thing after practice where guys that don't play, you guys play 5-on-5 after. And me thinking like, oh, like I'm playing this year, like I'm playing big minutes. There's no reason, like, why would I play? These are guys that don't really play that much because they can stay in shape. Like, I'm not burning myself out because I'm playing 30 minutes a game. Like, why would I do this? Like, I have the game tomorrow.
I'm him.
I have a game tomorrow. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And he brought up in the meetings, like, like, you don't play. It's like, get ready. It's like, you don't play and get ready, this and that. And I'm like staring at him. And I'm like, in my head, I'm just like, it's low-key funny because I'm like smart too. I'm not going to bash at him like back and forth. Like, what? Like, no. In my mind, I was just like, I'm like, I'm like, I know I can work pretty hard. Like, him saying that's kind of like I felt like, what? And he said, you don't play and get ready, like this and that. And my whole mindset, I'm like, see, in my head, I thought I was playing. So like, why would I play and get ready if I know I'm going to play 25, 30 minutes a game? So I kind of like looked at him. He told me that. I was like, okay, yeah, I got like, it's not like I don't want to play and get ready. It's not like I don't want to play. It's just like I didn't know. But that little ego part right there, where I just like thought I was going to just play right away with new coach coming in, besides like earning that spot, that was like one thing right there, and it helped me where I'm at right now.
I love that so much. And I'm sure probably in some ways did change your work ethic, which you already thought was good.
For sure.
Yeah, which stayed with you. I really like that story. And what's really striking to me actually is just as I was, reading a bunch of stuff about you, in this story you talk about how you felt away and you talked to Monty about it.
Yeah.
You are a really good communicator. When I was listening to the podcast that you did with Andre Iguodala and Evan Turner,
Yeah.
you tell this story about, this moment that you had with DeAndre and how you felt so bad about it because he was one of your best friends. Again, people don't normally recognize these moments about themselves.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that for you, you realize that just having a simple communication with DeAndre after that is a difference between you all's relationship being weird,
yeah,
and it being completely back to normal.
Yeah.
So just what has the NBA taught you about communication? Because a lot of guys don't know that it's just a simple, my bad, I shouldn't have done that.
For sure. Yeah, I think it's just taking accountability. I think we kind of lose that sometimes. Just, I don't know, like we're pretty pampered. You know what I'm saying? Like we get whatever we want, kind of, and like, obviously, like we're in, I think personally, the best league in the world, and making all these millions, and a lot of people don't say no to you, like with just because you're an NBA player, and even sometimes with coaches, and like, it's like, I don't know, you're just around, they don't want to hurt your feelings and stuff like that, because I think, and I get it sometimes with coaches because they're may be afraid of losing their job. So if you say something crazy to them, you might get back to them. So I don't know. This shit's crazy.
It is.
But there's so much going on. But just being accountable. Yeah. That's what I really think it is. And, same thing with the DA thing. And it's funny because I didn't think it was, that big of like you said, like being that be so accountable about that. Like, like you're really like, oh, that's so great of you. I was just so like upset that I did that to him, because that's my dog, and like I felt like I embarrassed him, you know, and I didn't mean to. I was just mad in the moment, and I could have just said that to him after the game or in a huddle or something besides, like, making it seem like I'm trying to call him out. Because I know there's guys that will call people out. So I didn't want to be like, look like I'm that type of guy. Like, that's my boy. Why would I ever do that?
Right.
And it's funny because one of my coaches came up to me the next day that really doesn't really, like, talk too much, whatever. And he just came up to me. It was very, like, that was like, you don't understand, like, that was really, like, just amazing what you did, like, in front of the whole group and stuff. I'm just like, I wasn't even thinking of that, man. I just want to apologize to my boy. I was over there getting emotional about it. I wasn't even thinking, like, oh, if I say this in front of the group, like, it's going to make, no, like, I just want to apologize to my brother and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think this, I'm blessed and raised right because it's so natural. I'm not trying to, like, win nobody's heart over because I'm trying to be like, oh, this good guy, like, trying to have this persona. I just think it's just who I am.
Yeah. No, I mean, I have been doing this a while, and I mean, I'm sure as you know, you'd be surprised the amount of just like little beefs that exist because somebody didn't just do what you did.
Yeah.
And so it really is a great attribute. And I think that's really, really admirable that you are that way. One thing, obviously, people that are Nets fans talk a lot about is just your leadership. You know, the guys really like being around you. You're fun. You're lively. What have you learned about leadership in Brooklyn?
Yeah, I think just trying to be the person I am. And I always I feel like if you're close off the court, it's easier on the court. So if you get on somebody, it's not like you feel like you're taking a shot at them because it's like, no, like, I'm so close to you. Why would I take a shot at you? I'm just trying to, I'm trying to win. And obviously there's something to grow at because even at times I get frustrated and I grew up only child, stubborn, spoiled. So it's like a lot of times, like, where, especially growing up, like, if I'm mad, I don't talk. Like, I just sit there and I'm mad. And that's like a thing where it's tough because that's how I would grow up, but I'm slowly getting out of it. And, but that's like one thing as leader where I got to improve on is just being so frustrated sometimes because I care so much. And sometimes I deviate to just, and then being so spoiled and stubborn growing up, it's like sometimes hard to get me out, like coaches or players or somebody trying to, like, like, come on. It's like I hit a point where I'm like, I'm mad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
I'm not going to say anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like a spoiled brat. Like I grew up a spoiled brat. Like, so thanks, Mom. But that's one thing get better at. But yeah, just turn leadership, just knowing that it's like never about me, even if it's like me wanting the ball and a play happening, like I'm not just wanting the ball to score, like just go score and like, oh, I want to score my points. Like, no, like if I'm getting frustrated and not having the ball, it's maybe because we're not scoring. I know and I have confidence in myself and I know like I can make the right read. I can make the right play. And so I'll get frustrated on that end. And sometimes if it feels like, if it's coming off like, oh, like I'm selfish and I care about scoring, like, no, I'm just like, I'm really passionate about winning. And I know, I think I know a pretty good amount about the game. So I feel like when I have the ball, I can make the right play, So just kind of battle that a little bit and leading that way and don't let it come off as just me, like, want to just jack up shots. Because, the thing is, I don't think it's too much me either. I think it's sometimes just the world, sometimes just the social media and stuff talking about like, oh, like even like last year, me averaging all the points, like, oh, like Kel come here, dominate, score all these points, this and that. So, people might think they see that like, oh, he's probably thinking like, oh, I'm just going to just get 30 every time and just score all the time. Like, yeah, like I want to score, but like I'm scoring because I think it's the right way. I think like it's the way to win. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll make the open read. Like I'm not the selfish dude. Like when I get in a situation where I'm mad, I want the ball. Like I'm here because I know I have a high percentage of making the right play.
Also, too, when someone is coming out of a situation where they were like a role player, you still have that mentality of getting everyone involved.
Yeah.
Because you know what it was like.
Being that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When people got you involved. And so I'm sure like in these little ways, that is also baked into how you play. You're always going to want to try to get the guys involved. And I mean, people really do speak so glowingly about you around the league. So I hope that you do know that and you hold that close too. Yeah. If you had to put like a number to it, how many handshakes do you have?
in a world
In the NBA. In the NBA.
So,
but then now also in the world, because I'm curious. Just walking around, people have handshakes.
right. No, I got a lot. I'm trying to think. I pretty much got all my teammates. Me and Harry Giles just got one when we was in Miami. Just made one up. Because I always want to make a handshake up that means something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be sometimes random. Like some might be random, but it's always like I want to have a moment. That's why it's easy in college.
Yeah.
Because a lot of handshakes would be like inside jokes, you know? And me, HG got one. It's kind of like me, like, because he always gets a haircut. You know, I got a cut. So we was in Miami. We both got a haircut, and the barber pulled to my room. So I already know HG is big. He stays with a haircut like every week. I swear to God. I'm like, yo, bro, how do you get a cut every 7 days? It's crazy. And so I was kind of like, you know what? I'm gonna build that in our handshake. And I kind of thought about it like the next day after we got the cut, and it's like me like we do a handshake. That's me like lining them up. And I like pass him like the mirror, and he like looks at it, and then we like jump. So it's like things that kind of mean something.
I love it. Yeah. Okay. I do want to hear the number, but you saying that, I want to ask, which of your handshakes has the best origin story? That you can tell us.
Yeah, no, I'm trying. That's what I'm trying. Is this with my team with the Nets or just in
any that you've ever had in the NBA?
I'll probably have to go somewhere in Phoenix. Let me think about somebody in Phoenix because so many years with people. Because C-Pain. Yeah, I can say. Let me think. Me, C-Pain, bro. We changed our handshake like. Now it's like simple when we see each other, but when we do like our pregame stuff, it'd be ridiculous. Man, there's so many. I think one of my funniest ones might be with Ish Wainwright.
Okay, what is it?
Is like we were like like dap up, and then it would turn to like getting like a handoff in football. And it's like ever since Ish been here, like you know how he's built. Like, you see how big that dude is. So it's always like every time I see him, like look like he got shoulder. CP always say look like he got shoulder pads on. That's like the funniest thing ever. So and he played in the NFL, like he was in training camp and everything.
Yeah.
So I always say he looked like a football player. So I'll say that's one of my favorite ones because like every time I see Ish, even if I tweet something about him, it's always about him being just strong as hell, just a big Aki ass. So that having that handshake where we like, and we always say like said hut, like you know what I'm saying, and we just like act like we're like getting a handoff. So Ish is probably one of my funniest ones just because it just.
I like that.
Yeah, I love.
So then, how many? What was your number?
Teammates, pretty much everybody on the team.
And then those have multiple, like you have multiple handshakes with guys that you have. And I don't know the memorization skills that goes into this because so many guys have so many handshakes and I'm just like, where is it stored?
Yeah. Cause I got some randomly from like other teams, like me and RJ got one, which is actually hilarious. That's a funny story. Just see him in New York and just have a funny story.
I love it. So you see your opponent and you just do your handshake
before the game. Like it'd be like layup lines. Yeah. And I'll see him and we do like it's like the big glow, like Glorilla when she do like the step, like the couple steps. So I'll see him. I think it was like it was a night and you know, just I saw him out and we were just having fun and that song came on, we ended up just doing it and I'm like, you know what, we're gonna end that shit to a handshake.
Like so every time I see you, this is baked into our handshake. I love that. You also, of course, have one of the best celebrations.
Yeah.
Are you like, yeah,
I love my silly. And it's crazy because now like I've been missing I'm getting it back. I feel good now.
Yeah. You didn't miss against the Sixers.
Yeah, and I'm saying, and I had one foot out of bounds, but it should have been another one. But yeah, because now I could kind of do it a little bit more funny. Besides like using my hand all the way out and stuff. Now I could sometimes just do it like goofier. So like I'll kind of like tuck it. Like I'll kind of like tuck it and just like do a little like with a stupid ass face on my like stupid look on my face. So that's more fun because I can kind of evolve it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then when I got that tech in the World Cup against Italy, I got a tech for doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So my goofy ass, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna get tech next time. So I remember I hit another 3, and like I was about to do it, and I'm like, you know what, fuck it. So I like looked down at the ground and started doing my celebration. Looking at the ground, I'm like, all right, like I'm not taunting nobody. I'm just taunting the ground. So I started looking down, and some of my teammates like Tyrese Halliburton, hilarious because he peeps all the little celebrations I do.
Yeah.
He's so funny. So he peeps everything. And you can see how he plays, how fun he plays. So like he sees all that little stuff. And I remember he brought that up like you're just so dumb. Like, I'm like, what? I'm
like I saw you.
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just like you know.
Well, something that I always try to do on shows, if it makes sense, is I have messages from people. And I actually have a message for you.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Appreciate you taking our celebration out there to the court,
man.
Showing some love to San Diego. You know, we got a huge fan base out there. We got a lot of people who support you now for you know, doing that special thing out there that we do as a celebration as a team, taking out on the court while you make threes, while you ball out, and you know, make the game exciting. That's what it's all about. So appreciate the love. San Diego fans love you. We got mad support for you as well, and you know, wish you nothing but the best. Keep balling out this year, stay healthy, and ball out. So I know I can't make a 3. I can hit a homer.
Yeah, I wish I could hit a homer.
You know what it is.
That's all right.
You got to do it back to him.
Yeah, facts, man, facts. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm the biggest like Phillies fan. So like, it's actually funny that like I got a celebration from like a team that's in the NL and like we played in the playoffs a couple years ago. So. But yeah, that's a big Manny fan. Even in my little, I play a little MLB The Show. I did a little like little franchise league.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like my first pick. Like I fuck with Manny. You
oh,
know,
I love that.
Yeah, I'm like, so I got him. He was up there. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like for the culture. I'm like for the culture. That's how I draft guys. I'm like for the culture. So
we also love like the baseball NBA crossover. Like
right?
I like that because I'm sure there is, you know, not everyone watches baseball, so I'm sure there's some Nets fans that see your celebration, know where you got it from, and are now probably like tuned in a little bit. So shout out to Manny for doing that. Also shout out to Dexter for helping me get that video. I was really happy when it came through. Before we wrap, one of the big things that we are doing this season is making sure that we shine a light on people that have helped you get to where you are. Mm-hmm. So tell me who has given you the biggest assist off the court.
Can I say somebody just outside my mom? Because I can say my mom every single time about every interview because I love her. So shout out to mom. Obviously, you're always number one. So let's give somebody else some love. Honestly, like what I was talking about earlier, I think Coach Monty Williams, like I think just him being in my life helped me grow just as a human, obviously as a basketball court, but just as a human, you know, and that's what just, I appreciate him so much, even with life. And I think it's just bigger than basketball with him. And always like, it's kind of weird to forget that he's like another coach and like, especially in the Eastern Conference, but like just always checking in on him, seeing how he's doing. He just helped me grow so much. And, you know, it was a little rocky in the beginning, like I was talking about, but I think towards the end, like our relationship got so close and he started to realize like my humor a little bit. So now he would throw some jokes on me, and it's funny in front of the whole group. Like when we was in Phoenix, like he would just say some sly stuff about me. I'm like, that was funny though, you know. I'm like, all right, okay, I see you with the jokes. So I would say Monty, just him. I think the biggest thing I take with me every day is like even in my like little IG bios, just like never lose faith. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just something that I just have with me when I play and everything about life. Just like don't lose that faith. Like just always kind of be happy, you know, even when stuff gets tough, which is tough. You know, everybody like times get tough, you could, you know, be down, be upset, and which is normal to be upset and mad. Like I'm not saying I'm never mad and upset, but just to never lose my faith, and especially in the sport you play, you know, you kind of get caught up and like wanted to be the best at something or be better every single day. And then, sometimes like you think you prepare so well and then you struggle, then it's like, it hurts because you prepare so much for a game and you're so excited. Then you walk off the court shooting like freaking 4 for 16. Now you're like, I swear I felt like I was so confident coming in. Everything was feeling good.
Yeah.
So just never lose my faith on situations like that. Just always keeping a love for the game and love is just in life and everything. So I'll say Monty Williams.
That is such a special answer because there is a real true power in a good coach.
Yeah.
And somebody who has really impacted your life in that way. What is it about who Monty is that resonates with you so much?
Just how he is it's like a person, it's like beyond just coaching. And I already have a father in my life, but it's just like just how Monty gives off, like you feel like you're one of his kids, like he just feel like he adopts you. And like I said, it's like even like with Steph, like like you miss him on assignment, and he about to get wide open and catch a shoot, and you mess up and he makes it. You just kind of just look at the bench and he's just like staring at you like a mad, like like I was just
like
up,
a dad.
yeah. So it's just like
I'm so disappointed in you.
Exactly, like better. So stuff like that. He's just like, it's just such a great dude, and I think it's always there's times where like you're struggling in basketball and like because we're competitors and this is our job, so you're going to get really frustrated when you're not playing well.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of lets that off your shoulders a little bit and just like about being grateful and, it's bigger than basketball. So kind of like, even when you do struggle and, you still should be, upset because like, you care so much. It's an okay thing, but don't let it ever like take over where it's just ruin your day every day.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think kind of like when I'm struggling, especially when I was in Phoenix, when I was struggling games, and he'll come talk to me. And, when you're coached, because, you feel like you're letting your team down, even more just like yourself. Like I'm a big team guy. So like if I'm struggling, I'm mad at myself because I'm not helping my team out. Like I know like I'm playing bad. So like if we lose, I put like a lot of blame on myself. And it's like I let my coaches down.
Mm-hmm.
I let the fans down. I left my teammates down, like stuff like that. And for me to be, so I'll be down on myself, like, damn, like, I don't want to look at guys sometimes. I'm like, like my fault. And I'll come in the next day or something, and Monty's like, just like happy. And I'm like, I'm nervous coming the next day, like,
right.
Damn, like I played bad. Like, like people going to be mad at me or something. That's how my mind just thinks. And he's just like, just happy. He's just like, and it kind of makes me relax. Like, Kel, calm down. Like, you're so thinking like people gonna be mad at you or frustrated when you walk in and everybody's just like, shit happens. Like you had a bad game. Like
we move.
Yeah. So like him giving that confidence to me where I walk in, I'm like, you know what? Like I could just breathe a little bit. Like it's okay to struggle. Everybody struggle, and just like I said, it's just like it's bigger than basketball sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And so I always appreciate him.
That's beautiful. 2 more for you before we get out of here. But you have such a strong sense of self. And even as you talk about this, the never lose faith and the, the things that you were telling yourself as you move through life, there was a quote when you were asked about this role in Brooklyn and adapting to it. And you said, how I'm raised and where I came from with the things I've been through, I feel like I'm ready for the moment and always have been. What are you referring to? At what part of your life, and what you've been through personally most attributed to you being ready for these kind of pressure moments? Yeah,
I just think I don't know. I think it just all started when my mom moved me. We lived in Philly and she moved me out to the suburbs, and going to a whole new school, whole new like I grew up in the inner city, so there wasn't like I grew up around like just all like black people, you know what I'm saying? And going to the suburbs and being around a lot of white people, you just don't know, you might see movies and stuff, but it was new for me. And I felt it. I still remember the first day walking in like it's yesterday. First day walking in second grade elementary, walking to a new school, and my mom's walking me in, and we're walking in there. I can see kids looking at me like, and it's the same for them. They're like I can tell you, no more than 20 black kids in that school. You know what I'm saying? So like
Mhm.
I could just feel like the walking everybody's just kind of looking at me is obviously as part like he's a new kid, but it's also a point like, like another black kid, like there's a black kid in school. And I kind of like felt that, I felt like that. And I think just that from that moment on, my mom always just telling me at that moment, just she taught me about like if anything happens and be the bigger person and stuff like that if it ever comes to like racism and all that stuff.
Mhm.
So like little things like that, I think is just, and it's me and my mom. So she's not there with me. She's at work and I'm at school. So just like having to be that on my own a little bit in that situation. Obviously, I mean, I don't no harm, but like
Yeah.
just as a kid, you don't know. I'm just trying to make friends and, just in case something does like that, always being prepared and knowing like to never like make it worse on myself by like fighting or something. There was one fight I got in middle school, but that was just that was different. Other than that, like I just always know how to respond with it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think just a lot of adversity, just going through like just redshirting and just each year, like I say, just improving. Like I prove every year and whatever I'm asked to do, like I'll be ready for it. And it's kind of the same thing. Like I never struggled in a situation, but like I'd rather have that and then something less. I'd rather have a role where like, like even like when I was young, like I'd rather have that like, okay, like you're in this school, you're new, like I'd rather have that feeling of like, okay, like I know I'm nervous and scared, but like I'm ready, I can handle it type stuff. So
Yep.
I think just that's where it starts from. And I think just throughout my whole life with that. And like I said, just growing every year and especially basketball, just I'm ready to take the heat, ready to, what I'm saying, like, if there's games I play bad and, even now, like I feel it with the Nets fans as they should. Like I'm not playing where I want to play, but it's just trying to figure out the system we're in and offensively, defensively trying to find my groove and find what I can do. And I feel the Nets fans on me a little bit. I feel it. But like some could be dumb. Like some could be dumb, but a lot of them are just they care so much and they care about winning as much as I do. So they'll get on me, but like for reasons like I'm a reasonable guy, I understand, and yeah, like I'll rather have that like it's kind of be like Kel, pick your shit up, and I've been feeling good and just continue to get better every day and just continue to grow.
Good. Your mom did such a good job of preparing you for like
Yeah, she did. She
every
really did.
situation. I listened to a podcast that she did, and she was talking about how she had you at 19 and how she always wanted to make sure you understood you were prepared for everything. So I'll just end with you being able to talk about your mom. Tell me what your mom's love feels like in your life.
No, great. She's just one of a kind. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing where she worked from, like having me at a young age and working at like Boston Market to end up going to like Vanguard and then Merrill Lynch and then working for the Sixers and being VP of HR and where her job's at now. Like she just keeps, it's like, I wonder where I get it from. I wonder from like, I keep growing and getting better and keep going like this. It's the person that raised me. Like she's just been just going up. And I think that's where I got her from. And she's just great. I don't know. Like it's just so, I don't like, that's what I feel like somebody else. I'm like, she's great. Like just however I am, how I am this day. Like she made me this, and I get on her a little bit because I tell her like, why'd you make me so spoiled? Like, why did I? Because I did get everything I wanted, But then I also look at her and laugh because as I get older, I'm just like, I can understand like having a kid, only child, like you want to keep them happy at all times. 'Cause, I'm thinking like when I get older, I have kids. I'm like, if I get me a daughter,
you're like it's over.
So I'm like, God damn. So I understand. So, but she still was like tough on me. But
yeah, I
just very grateful to have her in my life and just. As I get older, I become more like her where I don't play like mom was always funny when I was young because she'd be like, oh, you're just too nice to people. Because sometimes my friends might have money and like I'll end up getting something for them other than myself. And mom's just like, listen, like I get it, you're being nice.
Yeah.
But like, you gotta look at yourself first, and I'm just like, I got you, but like, whatever. But now as I get older, I'm like, I feel more like her because I'll tell her if I do some like, she's human resource, so you got fired people and stuff like that. So like, I'd do some like tough nose shit, and I feel like big dog. I'll call her like, guess what I did today? And she's like, oh, she makes like, oh, yeah, there we go.
Guess they did today.
She's like, yeah, there you go. Now you look like Tania's son like that. I'm like, yeah, I feel fierce like you, goddamn.
Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. Well, shout out to moms. She did a great job. You were a pleasure. Thank you for your insight, your words, all the things. I really appreciate you coming on, and we'll be watching you out there.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.